There's a town hidden somewhere between the forests and the mountains where no one stays after dark. A town where, when the sun sets, every window shuts tight, every light dims, and the streets fall silent. It's not because of a curfew. No, it's because of a legend. The legend of the Whispering Man. They say if you're out on the streets alone at midnight, you might hear him, a voice gentle, just behind your ear whispering your name. At first, it's soft, like the wind playing tricks. But if you turn around, there's nothing there, just the dark shadows and the chill of the night. But that's when it starts. You'll hear the whisper again, this time, closer, like a breath against your skin. People who hear it never talk about what happens next. They're found the next morning, their faces frowning in terror, with no marks, no wounds, but their eyes wide open staring into the void. One night, a young man named Daniel was walking home from his friend's house. He'd heard the stories, but he never believed in them. He thought it was just a way to keep kids in line, a silly ghost story. But that night, as the clock struck midnight, he found himself alone on an empty street. Then he heard it, a voice, faint, almost like a breeze. He called his name, Daniel. He frowned, his breath catching in his throat. He spun around, expecting to see a friend playing a prank. But there was no one, just the empty road, the shadows stretching long under the dim streetlights. The voice came again, closer now, like someone was right behind him. He turned again, his heart racing, but the street was empty. Fear clawed at him, cold sweat dripping down his back. He tried to laugh it off, forcing himself to keep walking. But with every step, the whispers grew louder. The whispers multiplied, voices overlapping, echoing his name again and again, until they became a cacophony. He covered his ears, stumbling forward, his footsteps frantic against the pavement. He could see his house at the end of the street, a small light in his window safety, just a few steps away. And then, silence. The whispers vanished. He uncovered his ears, looking around in confusion. The street was still empty, but the air felt colder, thicker, like something was watching him. He took a deep breath, telling himself he was imagining things. But just as it took another step, he felt it, a cold breath against the back of his neck. He frowned, his entire body stiffening. He didn't want to turn around. He knew he shouldn't, but he couldn't help it. Slowly, he turned his head.
You should have kept walking, Daniel.
Daniel's eyes widened, his mouth opening in a silent scream. He saw a face pale, a sunken, a twisted smile stretching across his lips, and then darkness. The next morning, the town found him lying in the middle of the street, his face contorted in fear, eyes staring at something no one else could see. They buried him quickly, but no one spoke of it. Just another victim of the Whispering Man, they said. Now, if you ever find yourself alone on a street after midnight, and you hear your name whispered from the shadows, whatever you do, don't turn around, because he's still out there, watching, waiting, and if you listen closely, you might hear him.
I'm right behind you.